Good morning students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning ma. In previous class we have seen Gay-Lussac's law and Charles' law. Let us continue that concept. In today's class we are going to concentrate on Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law is the relation between volume of the gas and number of moles of the gas at constant pressure temperature. Avogadro's law is the relation between volume and number of moles of the gas at constant pressure and temperature. We need to maintain pressure constant as well as temperature also constant. Okay, then the relation between volume and number of moles, what about the condition? Let us see a gas. Let us consider H2 only. Okay ma? See, in a container I took certain amount of gas. What is the volume of the gas? V1. Number of moles of the gas? N1. In this container, volume of the gas is V1, number of moles of the gas is N1. Now, volume and number of moles are variables, man. We need to change the number of moles of gas. That means we need to add some amount of gas from outside, or we need to remove this gas from inside. Let us consider some amount of gas is added from outside. When the amount of gas is added from outside without changing the volume, pressure will be affected. Without changing in this container, volume is V1 and number of moles will be N1. At some pressure, 1 atmosphere, let us consider. At some pressure, 1 atmosphere. Into this container, we added some amount of gas, number of moles of gas. Extra amount we have added. Previously 100 molecules are there. Now we are going to add some more 100 molecules. When 100 molecules are added in the same container, definitely pressure will be increased or not. Because gas molecules are very closer by each other, collisions will be happened and forces on the walls of the container also increases. Automatically pressure also increases. But in this law, pressure must be constant. So to make the pressure constant without changing the pressure, if you want to change the amount of gas, then definitely we have to contain one big container. Means we have to, when number of moles are going to be increased, according to that ratio, we have to increase the size of the container also. According to that ratio, we have to increase the size of the container also. Otherwise, pressure will be affected, or sometimes temperature also will be affected. But while we are studying this law, temperature and pressure must not be affected. That means they have to be constant. That's why when number of moles are increased, from N1 to N2, N2 is greater than N1, automatically volume is also getting increased. Without changing the volume, if you add number of molecules, one more time I am explaining, without changing the volume, if you add number of molecules, extra number of molecules, pressure is going to be affected. That's why without changing the pressure, I am increasing the volume of the container, automatically pressure will be maintained constant. Is it okay? So what is the relation between volume and number of moles? The relation between volume and number of moles. When number of moles are increased, volume is also increased. That's why V is directly proportional to N. That is called Avogadro's law. Volume of the container is volume of the gas is directly proportional to number of moles of the gas. When number of moles are increased at constant pressure and temperature, those conditions are very important. Remember carefully. Conditions, whatever we are using, those conditions are very important. Okay, volume is directly proportional to N at constant temperature and pressure. Then V is equal to K into N. This implies V by N is equal to constant. This implies V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2. Or this one only. This is the formula which is useful. This is the relation between volume and number of moles of gas. According to which law? Avogadro's law. Volume is directly proportional to number of moles of gas. For this, graphs are not required. Okay. This is the only formula which is useful. I hope you are clear. Why, if number of moles are increased, volume is also going to be increased. That is clearly understood. Without changing the pressure and temperature, definitely we have to change the volume. Means we have to increase the volume to maintain the pressure same. Okay, ma? And this is the relation between volume and number of moles of gas. Okay, clear. Now, isotherms, graphs drawn at constant temperature. Isobars, graphs drawn at constant pressure. Isocores, graphs drawn at constant volume. Okay, ma? These are the things we have discussed till now. Total, how many laws till now we have discussed? First one, Boyle's law. Second one, Charles' law. Third one, Gay-Lussac's law. Fourth one, Avogadro's law. I hope you are clear. Now we will go through the definition of ideal gas. The gas which obeys Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, at any condition is called ideal gas. Gay-Lussac's law is not mentioned, ma. Gay-Lussac's law is nothing but one form of Charles' law only. Both are same only. Volume is directly proportional to temperature. Here pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Already I have shown for you. Okay, that's why I am considering simply this Charles' law only. Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. Once again, the gas which obeys all the three laws, Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law, at any condition is called ideal gas. One more time, see the definition, ma. The gas which obeys Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law at any condition is called ideal gas. Now, for ideal gas, same like Avogadro's law, Charles' law, like that, ma. One equation is there. For ideal gas, we are going to derive one equation that is called ideal gas equation. That one we are going to derive now. Let us see how we are going to derive. Okay, see. First, according to Boyle's law, what is the relation between pressure and volume? Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. As pressure is inversely proportional to volume, we can take volume is inversely proportional to pressure also. Both are same only, na? So I am going to consider V is inversely proportional to pressure. We have P is directly proportional to 1 by V. This V I have sent this side and pressure this side, ma. So like this also we can write, no problem. V is directly proportional to 1 by P. Next, according to Charles' law, formula is that relation is volume is directly proportional to temperature. According to Avogadro's law, V is directly proportional to N. According to Boyle's law, V is directly proportional to 1 by P. According to Charles' law, V is directly proportional to temperature. According to Avogadro's law, V is directly proportional to N. The gas which obeys all the three laws at a time, any condition, is called ideal gas. Then that gas must obey all the three laws now. So by combining all the three laws, see, left side we have volume, right side these are the different terms. So left side same volume is there. Directly I am writing volume is directly proportional to 1 by P into capital T into N. V is directly proportional to, simply I wrote 1 by P into T into N. Left side because same volume V is there, na? So V is directly proportional to 1 by P into capital T into N. This implies volume V is equal to some constant R. Here I am going to keep the constant R into 1 by T into T into N. Let us bring this P this side. Then it will become PV is equal to N into R into T. PV is equal to nRT. This is called ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT is called ideal gas equation. The gas which obeys all the three laws at any condition is called ideal gas. So the gas which obeys all the three laws will be written as V is directly proportional to 1 by P into T into N. Then V is equal to capital R into 1 by P into T into N. Finally the equation will become PV is equal to nRT, which is called ideal gas equation. Okay, ma? Now we have to see about capital R also, where R is called universal gas constant. Where capital R is called universal gas constant. Let us sometime talk about this capital R. Observe carefully. PV is equal to nRT. I am considering the condition STP. At STP, what is meant by STP? Standard temperature and pressure. At STP, pressure P is equal to 1 atmosphere, capital T is equal to 273 Kelvin, that is 0 degree centigrade. In absolute temperature we have to take, na? That's why capital T is equal to 273 Kelvin. At STP, 1 mole of gas occupies 22.4 liters of volume. In our first chapter, some basic concepts of chemistry, we have seen this one. 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.4 liters of volume, which is called gram molar volume. Which is called gram molar volume. 1 mole of gas occupies 22.4 liters of volume. Then what is the N value we have taken here? 1 mole. P is equal to 1 atmosphere, capital T is equal to 273, N is equal to 1 mole, volume V is equal to 22.4 liters. Volume V is equal to 22.4 liters. Substitute all these values in this given equation. PV is equal to nRT, pressure 1 atmosphere, volume 22.4 is equal to number of moles 1 into R we don't know the value, let us consider that one. Temperature 273. Capital R is equal to 22.4 divided by 273. If you do this calculation, 22.4 divided by 273, you will get 0.0821. 0.0821. Units ma. R value has units. See, pressure atmosphere, volume liters, liter atmosphere. This 1 mole is coming down per mole, 273 Kelvin. This is also coming down into denominator per Kelvin. So liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. We can write this one R value as 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. This is the R value. I hope you are clear. In liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin ma. Next, PV is equal to nRT. Let us take PV. Pressure means force by area into volume is nothing but side cube. This is equal to F into side square into side divided by A. A is nothing but side square. This is centimeter square, this is also centimeter square. Both will be cancelled. Is equal to F into, this is side means like distance only na. That is nothing but displacement. Force into displacement is equal to work done. PV we can write it as work done. I hope you are clear ma. PV is equal to force by area into side cube. Volume means side cube I wrote. Area side square. Area side square. This side square will be cancelled. It will be remained with side. That means like displacement. Force into displacement we can write it as work done. Work done is stored in the form of energy. What are the units of energy? Joules. So PV we can write also as joules. Units of PV we can write it as also joules. Then R is equal to PV by N into T. PV by N into T. PV combinedly we can write it as joules na. Joules per mole per Kelvin. R value we can write it in the units joule per mole per Kelvin, or in CGS X per mole per Kelvin also we can write. Even in terms of calories also we can write calories per mole per Kelvin. Now I am going to write the values of R. Till now I explained the units ma. Now values of R, once again I am writing here. R is equal to 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin. R is equal to 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin, which is equal to 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin, which is equal to 8.314 into 10 power 7 ergs per mole per Kelvin. Already I told we can write the units of R value as joule per mole per Kelvin also. So that one in the units of joule per mole per Kelvin we can write it as 8.314. Joule, if you convert into ergs, 1 joule is equal to 10 power 7 ergs. It will become 8.314 into 10 power 7 ergs per mole per Kelvin is equal to 1.987 calories per mole per Kelvin. Approximately, while we are doing the problems, this 1.987 we can take it as 2 calories per mole per Kelvin. This is the information about R. Did you understand this total calculation, R is equal to 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole per Kelvin is equal to 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin, which is equal to 8.314 into 10 power 7 erg per mole per Kelvin, which is equal to 1.987, which is approximately equal to 2 calories per mole per Kelvin. How to get the units in joules and ergs I explained here. Okay, this is the total information about capital R from here to here. This is fully capital R. What about the data? But in exams no one is going to ask the derivations, but at least we will have some idea how did we get these values. These values are only important definitely, but how did we get these values, slight idea we will have. Is it okay? This is about this R value. And what about ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT is called ideal gas equation. The gas which obeys all the three laws at any condition is called ideal gas, and it will follow one particular equation that is called PV is equal to nRT. Okay, let us continue this class. Till now correctly half of the chapter is completed, almost half, not 60% is completed. We are going to be remained with 40%. Before that one we will do some problems also. Okay, let us see and get clarity about total thing.